the one, from the one to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe, and I get no rest.
So, what is going on, guys? Up, can you hear now? Today, before the story starts, I just want to say I'm going to be giving away these clout goggles. Picture on screen. I'm going to be signing them. All of that mumbo jumbo. All you got to do if you want to be entered in this giveaway, comment down on this video. I want the goggles. I'm going to be choosing the winner on Thursday, giving them away on Friday. Now, let's just absolutely jump into the story. Now, this story starts. It's Saturday, okay? Me and the homies Zacer Gag, we've already been hanging out pretty much all day. We went to the mall, we went to this trampoline park, and we were just having a blast, right? So, obviously, we gotta keep the party going, right? And I asked my mom, like, yo, can I stay the night at the homie Zacer Gag's tonight? And she was like, yeah, for sure, my son. So, we pull up to Zach's house, and it's like 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon right now. And we pull up there, and the Mexican man starts Snapchatting us, and he's with these two girls. I'm going to say their names. I don't think it's that big of a deal to them, but he's with these two girls. Their names are Hannah and Malia, okay? Kane, the Mexican man, was like, hey, yo, Sidestop Kenny, Zacer Gag, y'all should pull up and hang out with us. And me and Zacer Gag were like, all right, you know, that's a great idea. Let's go see the Muscle Man and Hannah and Malia. So we pull up, and obviously we do the casual mumbo-jumbo, you know, what's cracking, my fellow gamers? Where are we dropping, boys? What's going on? What have you guys been doing? You know, all that classic social activity. So we're under this bridge, right? And there's these other bridges next to us. And Malia starts talking about, oh yeah, dude, I'm gonna bridge jump this bridge, okay? And me and Hannah, you know, Hannah got the money. We're going to Walgreens. We're going to get me an extra shirt, some extra leggings so I can bridge jump. And I didn't know at this time that it's definitely not good to bridge jump off this bridge. So I was like, yeah, you know, that sounds like a fantastic idea. I didn't know at the time. None of us knew at the time that it wasn't a good idea. Just setting the record straight, just in case any police officers are watching this video right now. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. So they go to Walgreens and they get this shirt and leggings so that she obviously has a spare of changeable clothes because she's going to get wet. Now, we eat at Monocle's, this pizza place, and it was good, even though I puked out all of my monocles. Anyway, we pull up to the bridge, right, and Zach's grandma, she was like, yeah, I'm going to be picking you guys up in about an hour. And this was getting to the point where it was like when she was coming to get us. So we're all standing there on this bridge, and Malia is very hesitant too. She's kind of like on the bar. She's holding on. She's like, ooh, I don't want to do this. Oh my God, I'm so scared. And me and the Zacer Gag, Peterskin, we had to go. Right. We had to go. So we left. And we went on through the day, and Hannah made this group chat that she added all of us in. She was like, boys, we're going to be bridge jumping, swimming in this river tomorrow. Who's all down? And I'm like, I'm down, obviously. So my plans were set, you know. My plans were already dead set. I'm hanging out with the boys once again tomorrow or Sunday. And, you know, it's gonna be a great time. So it goes through Sunday, right? And I pack up my stuff. I leave my house. I skateboard down there because from my house to the bridge that she jumped off of, it's not that long of a skateboard. And I get down there, and I meet up with Hannah and Malia, and we're like, yo, you know, obviously, like, Rise and Grind gamers, let's get this bread. And we see the homie Zacer Gag walking down, right? Walking down. And I'm like, what's up, brother? And he was like, what's going on? I'm like, I haven't seen you in so long. Anyway, we get ready, right? I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta test this first. So I go down, and I get into the water, and it was cold as balls, by the way, literally cold as balls. And I'm like, hoo-hoo, It's cold as balls, boys. It's cold as balls. And Malia comes down and she's like, okay, let me try out this water. And I'm like, okay. And she gets into the water and she's like, oh, okay. And we're both kind of standing in the water at this point, and she was like, yeah, I'll bridge jump if you stand by where I land. I'm like, okay. Now, I went over where she was gonna land, and I'm not very tall. I'm not saying like, oh my god, I'm like 6'3". No, I'm definitely not 6'3", but the water was like up to my neck and up to my upper chest, and me and Malia, we're both like the same height. So this should have been. I'm sorry, boys. I forgot. It's I take the blame on this part. I should have said something. Should have been like, yeah, this isn't safe. You shouldn't jump. But I didn't, and that's my fault. I own up to that. That is my fault. Now, she is very hesitant about it, and she jumps. Now, this is all going through slow-mo in my mind. I'm like, oh my god, she has more balls than I do. Obviously, in this situation, of course, anybody's gonna have more balls than I do. But she lands, right? And she kind of comes out of the water. She's looking fine, and obviously this is a river, so there's gonna be a little current. And I reached out for my hand so she can grab onto it, so I can pull her, and I start getting caught by the current, so I kind of like, I'm not really pushed her, but I kind of like set her aside. That sounds so messed up. I kind of, was like, I kind of had to, catch not being caught by the undertow, or not the undertow. Boys, I'm sorry, boys. I've tried to make this video so many times. Now, when when I pull her, push her aside, I obviously catch my balance and I can start walking again, not being caught by the current. She starts like screaming, and I'm like, oh no. And she couldn't barely walk. I tried to do the thing where, like, like the soldiers where they like hold on. Yeah, no, she couldn't walk. So I picked her up like a baby. I'll put a picture of like what it looks like on screen. I picked her up like that, and obviously there's gonna be a little like decline from the land to the actual river, and there was, and it was really muddy. So I had to hold her, walk up a little muddy incline. It's not like a huge hill. It's a little incline, while not trying to drop her. Boys, I felt like a hero. I felt like I was Superman saving the day, boys. Seriously. So Hannah and Zacergag were both on the bridge, and she's screaming at this point, literally screaming at the top of her lungs, because when she landed, like, you could see her knee was scraped very badly, and we sat her down, and she was like, I can't move my foot, and I look underneath her foot, and her foot, like a rock, cut her foot pretty much almost open. There was a big hole. I put a very graphic image, by the way. Look away if you do not like this type of stuff. I put a picture on screen. This is what her foot looked like. I put a picture of her knee on screen too. Seriously, guys. Okay. You can look back now. That's what it looks like. And she was very, like, she would scream if, like, she would scream if you try to touch her foot. Now, we're all freaking out, obviously, because we have an injured person here. It's just all of us teenagers, and we're stuck to what to do. Now, Zacergag had his phone on him. Hannah had her phone on him, and me and Zach were both comforting her, and Hannah was trying to call her dad. Now, while Hannah was trying to call her dad, Zacergag gave Malia the phone, and he was like, okay, call whoever you want, just do whatever. Go buck crazy. And so she was like, okay, I'm going to call my mom. She called her mom, and right when she was doing this, Hannah's dad came, and he was like, oh, what's going on here? And we kind of give him the rundown, and he like looks like he starts texting people, and then he was like, okay, this is what I'm guessing, but he kind of looks like he was like, oh, okay, this isn't gonna work. So while Malia was talking to her grandma, actually at this point, her dad, Hannah's dad, was on the phone with the ambulance, and they're already on their way. Now, right as Malia's mom showed up, like a couple minutes after, she was kind of like giving us the rundown on what to do, because we were trying to take Malia to her car so she could go to the hospital. And right as she's telling us, you two boys, interlock hands and let her sit on them, the ambulance pulls up. You can hear the in the distance. And I'm like, oh boy. Now, I thought it was just the ambulance. Apparently, the fire, I don't know if the fire department showed up or not. I honestly don't know. But I know the police did, and I had to talk to them about it, but I'll go on with that. So, I'm kind of standing there, and these the ambulance people, the paramedics, the EMTs, I don't know what I don't know. They pull up, and I'm standing there, and my nipples are hard because I'm freezing, and I don't have a shirt on because I gave my shirt to put over her knee and her foot, and I'm just kind of standing there with my nipples out, and my nipples were hard. So they do the rundown. They put her into this, like, not a stretcher, but it was like this chair that they can lift up. I kind of wish they used the stretcher. Anyway, they got her in this chair, and they lifted her and went on. They put her in the ambulance. They drove away, and I thought it was done with. So I go back to my stuff, which is on the middle of this bridge, and the police officer is talking to the Mexican man, Zacergag, and Hannah. And I'm in the middle of this bridge, and this random guy starts calling for me. He's like, Jake! And I look back, and I'm like, okay, is he talking to me or what? And he was like, Jake, don't ignore me. And I'm like, oh my god. And at this point, I'd taken my shorts off because they were cold, and I didn't want wet shorts. And I was just in my underwear. I'm like, I don't have any pants on. And the officer was like, oh, that's fine, better than nothing. So I pull up, and he was like, yeah, guys, this is very dangerous, very dangerous. You shouldn't do this. I'm going to have to file a police report. I need your name, your information now. And he was the first one to ask me, like, what my information was. So I gave him my information, and I think I kind of was pressing his buttons a little bit, because he was like, okay, give me a phone number. And I'm like, does it matter? And he was like, yes, this matters. But I meant, like, either my mom or my dad. That's what I meant. I didn't mean, like, I'm not going to give you a number because it doesn't matter. That's not what I meant. I meant, like, doesn't matter what number I give you, right? So I think he kind of got a little mad at me because I was like, it doesn't matter. And he was like, yeah, it matters. And he goes, where do you live? And I said my hometown. And he was like, we're in your hometown. And I gave my address. So I think he was kind of had it a little bit up to here with me and my stuff. Now, they leave, and me and the Mexican man and Zacergag, we all hung out. And it was a day. It was definitely an interesting day, that's for sure. Now, I didn't really hear what happened. Like, I don't know if she was, like, had stitches or anything, but she definitely had some stitches. I don't know how many, honestly. Some people, I think the Mexican man was like, oh my gosh, she had 16! I honestly don't know. I don't know. But she had stitches on her knee. When she pulled up to school today, she was using crutches to walk, and boy, did I feel bad. But honestly, guys, this is more for kind of like a not to do what a monkey see, monkey do, just please, if you're going to bridge jump, please check it out, and please be safe, guys. This video is just very like I can't think of the word. Jesus Christ, I'm retarded. very of a moral of a story, you know, please just be careful if you're going to bridge jump. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is a very long video, and I need some water because I've tried to do this video like 3 times. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys in the next video.